This video is brought to you by Ageless Geeks.
Hey, what is up guys? This is Anthony, aka BadBomb82, and today I'll be doing a review of the 4-inch Nel Mega Man Volnut from Sentinel. Now, taking a look at the front, we can see that the figure is showcased in your standard 4-inch Nel window box packaging. Turning the box around, we can see a whole lot of nothing, with the exception of some of the companies that made this figure possible. So with the box out of the way, let's crack this figure open and see what we have inside. And here's Mega Man out of the box. And man, this is another great figure from the 4-inch Nel line. I've loved all of their Mega Man figures, and this one is no exception. I have a special place for this figure in my heart because I absolutely loved the Mega Man Legends games, and I think this is a really cool interpretation of that game. But before we take a closer look at the figure, let's take a look at the accessories. So Volnut does come with a decent amount of accessories. Starting off, he comes with your standard clear squared base with an articulated arm that articulates at 3 points with a clip. He also comes with 2 interchangeable head sculpts, 2 pairs of interchangeable hands, and his Buster Cannon. So with the accessories out of the way, let's take a closer look at Mega Man Volnut. Alright guys, now let's take a closer look at Mega Man Volnut. Now this figure has a very special place in my heart. Now I know not everyone is a big fan of the Mega Man Legends games, but I was. What was it, on the PS1 or something like that? I think it's what it was. I kind of forget. But I genuinely love that game. It was, kind of felt open world-ish a little bit and whatnot. And like I said, I just loved it. A real 3D Mega Man type of thing was really cool. And it was very different from the rest of the Mega Man games we had received in the past. The 4-inch Nel line has been incredible. All their Mega Man figures have been really dope. The only thing I kind of wish is they were a little bit larger scale. But I still think these are very cool for what we get. Being such small figures, since these are in that 4-inch scale line, they still pack in a lot of articulation and great detail. So as you can see, the figure itself looks really good. I really do appreciate this figure. The head sculpts always look fantastic, those big anime-like eyes. I think it looked very, very cool if I can get my camera to focus and stop being a butthead. Everything looks really good. The hair looks fantastic. Straight out of the video game. I think it looks very cool. Then you got the nice blue, two-tone blue suit. I think it looks very cool. You even see some studding throughout the panels and whatnot. All look very good, very nice and streamlined. It looks exactly like the game, which I do love. They completely nailed it. He does come with different interchangeable hands. You can see a couple of his extra ones are here on this little piece of plastic, or a little tree. You just get the spare ones right there if you want to hold those on there. But he does come with a closed-fisted hand, which looks good, and an open palm hand, which looks very nice. You can see some paint detail in that, like there. Looks really cool too. He also comes with a Buster Cannon. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this arm off right here, his left arm, because we all know Mega Man is a lefty. And you can take the Buster Cannon, which looks very cool too. It's just on a straight little peg. Plug that in there just above the elbow. And now you have his Buster Cannon. And you can see there's a little bit of red paint in there like that. Yellow paint right there, shows the energy. Looks very cool. You even got some red right here at the bottom of his shoes for his thrusters. All looks very, very nice. He also comes with the helmeted head. You take this whole piece off like that. It does have a separate peg just for the head itself. And you can take the helmeted head like so. And we can plug that one in right there. It's a little tricky because the ball is a little crooked on the inside. There we go. So now we have an actual Mega Man with the helmet and everything else. So that looks very cool. I do remember in the game, the helmet was like the last thing you got. It was such a pain in the butt because I kind of didn't really like walking around with just like an unhelmeted Mega Man, which is always kind of weird. And now in retrospect, I do like it. But I was like, man, why can't I just walk around with a helmet? I feel like it took forever in the game itself. But this looks very cool, nice and bulky with that two-tone blue. Got the red earmuffs going on. I just think that looks incredible. I absolutely love that. We do get the standard stands that we do get with this entire line. Again, I've expressed my likes and dislikes for these things because, I mean, in comparison to the figure itself, these things are freaking huge. They work very well. I do love them. They got a 3 points of articulation, the clamps on this side, and you can kind of move them around pretty much anywhere you like along the edges of the base itself. So he can hold in just like that. The clamp will hold them on. Like I said, it just feels a little too big for me for these smaller figures. So I wish they would release some smaller versions for the 4-inch Nel line, but it is what it is. Still pretty cool. So let's take a look at the articulation because these little figures really do shine with the articulation. Okay, so the head is on a ball joint. You can see like that. It is into the head at an angle, so it's a little awkward. Plus that straight peg, so it rolls around pretty much anything you need to do, left and right. Looks up. Let me see if I can fix that. Kind of popped out of socket. So it looks up very nice. Looks down very far. Pivot side to side. Anything you need to do. Arms can go full 360 just like so. Out only that much. That's a little disappointing, to be honest with you. They needed to up this cut just a little more. I know they didn't want to because it kind of probably hindered the sculpt a little bit, but they only go out that far, which is not as much as I'd like, to be honest with you. So go forward and down. You rotate at the pin right there, where you connect the joint just above the elbow, just like that. Rotates. Does have a nice, almost like a double jointed elbow. You can see kind of how it hinges in there. Looks very cool. I do like how that works. It flows very well. Same thing with this one over here. Bends in very nice at the elbow. We also get a hinge at the wrist and swivels around pretty much anything you need to do. So you can get some nice two-arm poses like that where he's like holding the Buster Cannon, which is very nice. So I do appreciate that. We get a ball peg, a double ball peg that goes into the crotch area, into the chest piece. So that rolls around just like so, rotates, crunches forward like that, back that much, pivots to the side a lot, which is very nice, like that. Hip joints that kick forward that much, back very nice about that far. Do the splits about right there. Rotates on that ball just a little bit. We do get double jointed knees. You can see that. How this whole back section kind of collapses into each other to get a really good bend, so you get some of those nice running poses and whatnot, which is very cool. We get a ball peg at the ankle, allows you to put the toe up and down, rotate, and an ankle rocker. So lots of good motion in these little fellas. So overall, I do think this is another great figure for this line. Again, if you're just a huge Mega Man fan, and especially if you're a huge fan of the Mega Man Legends game, this is definitely a really cool figure. If you're going to really want this whole line, I do suggest getting him. He really is probably one of my favorites. Just, again, maybe it's just the nostalgia of me playing that game as a teenager and whatnot. I absolutely loved it. So if you can find him, I highly suggest picking him up. Hit up my friends at Ageless Geeks, and this figure is definitely a must-get. So for a quick size comparison, here he is standing next to a Marvel Legends Captain America figure, as well as a DCUC Batman figure. And just for fun, here he is standing next to little Lego Bat-Bomb. So there it is, guys, my review of the 4-inch Nel Mega Man Volnut from Sentinel. Now overall, I think this is another great piece in the 4-inch Nel line. Every one of their Mega Man figures has been epic. I absolutely love the Mega Man Legends game, and I think this figure is a great interpretation of that character. A beautiful sculpt, great paint, amazing articulation, and really cool accessories make this for one awesome figure, and I think you would absolutely love him for your collections. So for great deals, head over to agelessgeeks.com for awesome action figures like this and all the things you love. So please comment, like, and subscribe. Stay nerdy, my friends. Peace.